Donald Trump speaks out against his latest alleged would-be assassin. Plus, Senate standoff. The Greens and Coalition stare down the government's home ownership schemes. A pilot's miracle escape after a light plane crashes south of Brisbane. Lucky to be alive. A magistrate weighs in on former TV star Andrew O'Keefe's suspected overdose. And meet the curious koala who's gone on a shopping spree in Victoria.
This is 10 News First Lunchtime with Narelda Jacobs.
Hi, nice to have your company. Former US President Donald Trump has just spoken about the apparent assassination attempt on him.
They have the man behind bars, and hopefully he's going to be there for a long time. Dangerous person, very, very dangerous person.
This comes as new details emerge about his would-be assassin. Robert Costa has the details.
Driver! Walk straight back!
New video tonight shows authorities taking suspected gunman Ryan Routh into custody. A dramatic arrest on Interstate 95 with traffic shut down in both directions.
Former President Trump should be able to breathe a sigh of relief. This guy is off the streets.
Routh, a North Carolina man with a criminal record who has criticized Trump on social media, appeared in court today on 2 federal gun charges. Former President Trump, unharmed in the incident, spoke with the acting director of the Secret Service, with new questions raised about how someone could get so close to the former president with a firearm.
Coming out of Butler, I have ordered a paradigm shift. We need to get out of a reactive model and get to a readiness model.
Trump was playing golf at his club in West Palm Beach when a Secret Service agent spotted the nose of a rifle poking out of the fence near the 5th and 6th holes. Trump was between 300 and 500 yards away. Law enforcement sources say an agent fired 4 to 6 rounds at Routh, who fled the scene. His car and license plate photographed by someone who alerted police, leading to his arrest nearly 50 miles away.
He was displaying no emotion. He never so much as asked what's going on. He just sat there really like he was going to a picnic.
Found at the scene, a high-caliber rifle with its serial number scratched out, a digital camera, and some food. Court documents say Routh was likely hiding in the brush for 12 hours. Trump today blamed the incident on Democrats and Vice President Harris, saying their inflammatory language is responsible for the threats and violence against him. But both Harris and President Biden issued statements Sunday, saying they were happy he was safe.
In America, we resolve our differences peacefully at the ballot box, not at the end of a gun. America suffered too many times the tragedy of an assassin's bullet. It solves nothing.
Security at both the White House and the vice president's residence has been beefed up following the incident. This as Elon Musk generated outrage Sunday night. Posting a response to a user who asked why they want to kill Donald Trump, Musk wrote, "And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden Kamala."
Musk later deleted the post, but the White House called the rhetoric irresponsible. Meanwhile, we are learning tonight that the FBI was tipped off in 2019 about the suspect being a felon in possession of a firearm. That information was later turned over to police in Hawaii.
The Senate is in a standoff over Labor's scheme to help low and middle income earners buy their first home, co-owned by the federal government. Chloe Boris joins us from Parliament House. Chloe, when will this go to a vote?
Well, we are expecting it this afternoon. Could end up getting pushed to tomorrow, but we know that the federal government does not have the support it needs. The Prime Minister clearly frustrated this morning, issuing a final plea to the coalition and in particular the Greens to back Labor's Help to Buy bill. It's a shared equity scheme that would allow 40,000 Australians to buy their first home, with the federal government chipping in up to 40% as a co-owner. Now, the Greens did take their own shared equity policy to the last election, but claim Labor's would only drive up higher house prices.
It's just immaturity and spite from the Greens spokesperson, who says he supports more housing but never will vote for it.
The Greens have put an offer on the table and the government is refusing to negotiate. We need to cap and freeze rents, and we need to stop the handouts to property investors, negative gearing and capital gains tax that are turbocharging this housing crisis.
When asked if this Senate standoff could trigger a double dissolution, the Prime Minister didn't rule it out, but the Greens are shrugging it off as a bluff.
Thanks for that, Chloe. A pilot has made a miraculous escape after a light plane crashed in Queensland's Scenic Rim region earlier today. Matthew Carsunan is there. Matt, the pilot has walked away with minor injuries.
Good afternoon, Narelda. An extremely lucky situation for this man in his 50s. He was in his light airplane. It took off here at the Boona airfield just before 11 this morning before failing. It's understood engine failure may have been the cause. The plane went down and he was trapped in his plane for a short time before fire and emergency services managed to free him. Now, he has been taken to the PA hospital in Brisbane to undergo assessment. Luckily, though, he did not suffer any major injuries, only minor injuries. Now, the people we've spoken to here say this pilot is extremely experienced and knew exactly what he was doing when he landed the plane safely. And Narelda will have more news throughout the day as these developments come through.
We'll see you then. Thanks, Matt. This comes after a Qantas plane was forced to make an emergency landing further north in Rockhampton this morning. The plane, which was travelling from Townsville to Brisbane, reportedly dropped significantly in altitude before making an unscheduled landing. It's understood depressurisation issues were behind the diversion. Qantas says it's put passengers on other flights to Brisbane. Andrew O'Keefe is lucky to be alive, according to a magistrate, as the former TV star returns to court days after overdosing at a party in Sydney. O'Keefe will remain behind bars after being charged with drug possession and breaching bail. Alice Hogg has the details.
Andrew O'Keefe did not appear in person or on screen as his case was briefly mentioned in court a day after he was arrested at a police station in Sydney's east. He was charged with breaching bail and possessing prohibited drugs, which police allege they found while searching a car. The magistrate hearing the matter remarked that O'Keefe's lucky to be alive. His lawyer did not oppose the prosecution's bid for his client's bail to be revoked, to which the magistrate responded in these words: "If he wants to stay alive, that's the best thing to do." Just days ago on the weekend, emergency services were called to a home in Vaucluse where the 52-year-old's understood to have been treated for an overdose. He lost an appeal in court last week to overturn domestic violence convictions. Meanwhile, he's been on bail after allegedly threatening a man, then driving whilst under the influence of drugs. Those matters are ongoing and will return to court next month, when a bail application could also be made.
Alice Hogg there. New details have been revealed about former Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews and his wife Catherine's crash with a cyclist. The Bombshell Review found Victoria Police were involved in an overt cover-up to avoid implicating a political figure in a life-threatening incident. The assessment conducted by a former Police Assistant Commissioner found the Andrews car was travelling at speed and on the wrong side of the road when it struck teenage cyclist Ryan Muleman in Blairgowrie in 2013. The former Premier and his wife have always claimed they came to a complete stop before being T-boned by the bike. The review came to the conclusion the version as provided by Catherine and Daniel Andrews is improbable and implausible. The alleged murder of Ballarat mum Samantha Murphy while on her morning run forced women across Australia to consider their own safety. Running coach Turia Pitt says experiences of harassment are common and she has the data to prove it. Turia surveyed 2,000 people and says the results are heartbreaking but not surprising. And she joins us now to talk about the findings. Great to have you with us. What was so heartbreaking about the survey?
I think, Narelda, first of all, thanks so much for having me. I think what I found so heartbreaking about the survey, yet not surprising, was to see that feeling afraid for your life when you go for something as innocent like going for a run. It wasn't unique, and it was a story that was played out all across the respondents to my survey. And some of the examples of harassment, and let's just call it what it was examples of violence against the women who just went for a run, were actually really, really shocking. So there was examples of women who were stalked, who were followed, who were catcalled, whose slurs were yelled at them from passing cars, who were physically assaulted. And that's in a really small sample size of 2,000. And I reckon just talking to my girlfriends and friends, it's an experience that most women would have gone through.
You found that respondents felt lucky that the harassment wasn't more serious. What does that tell you about what we're prepared to tolerate?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. And even the wording in the survey that I used, I didn't use the word violence because I personally didn't feel comfortable with that word. And looking back, I think that was a mistake as well, because we need to call it what it was. It was violence against women, mostly perpetrated by men. And I think the reason the women felt lucky, quote unquote lucky, was because they had survived this terrifying experience. And, you know, in the case of Samantha Murphy, not every woman, unfortunately, survives such an incident. And I think there needs to be some serious change in our culture in Australia of what we're doing to address this issue.
Is it okay that 65% of those you surveyed accept that their life is in danger when they go out for a run?
No, absolutely not. You know, exercising, going for a run, moving your body, getting fresh air, that should be a fundamental right for all of us. A lot of the survey respondents, in fact, had actually stopped running altogether. And the fact that the ones that continue to run just accept that it's, you know, just a risk of going for a run, I find it completely unacceptable. And it's part of the reason why I was so compelled to do this survey in the first place.
What have you experienced while running?
Yeah, you know what, Narelda, that's really hard for me to talk about. But for example, as a young 16-year-old, experienced being followed, being stalked, being catcalled, training for races or Ironmans as a mother, have experienced people following me in their cars, people standing in my path to block the path where I'm running, all of those sorts of events. And if you look at them in isolation, you can rationalise it to yourself and make yourself feel okay with it. But when you put it together as part of a bigger picture and understanding that this is not just my experience, but this is the experience of a lot of women who just go for a run, it's not acceptable, it's not okay, and I'm trying to do something about it.
Well, you took your findings to Parliament. That's what you've done about it. You've collected the data and you've taken it to Parliament. What are you hoping might come from the data?
I hope from the data, I guess to start with, it gives the government a really good picture of what women are experiencing when they go for a run. I'd really love some serious change to come out of the report. Now, I'm obviously not a politician, so there's not many things that I could personally change. But after speaking with the government, speaking with some of the ministers, like Minister for Women, learning what the Labor government is doing for women, I feel satisfied that they are doing a good job right now, and I guess time will tell whether or not the changes have been made.
And the change has to come not by women moderating their behaviour when they go for a run.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Again, in the report, Narelda, you know, women listed out all of the things that they had personally done to make themselves feel safe. So, not wear headphones, not run in the dark, although Samantha Murphy was killed in daylight. Wear a different outfit, and I thought it was so absurd, because if a driver hits somebody running, then the driver is ultimately responsible for that accident. But for some reason, when it comes to violence against women, our society is holding women responsible and saying that they need to do something to change their behaviour. And I don't believe that to be true.
All right, Turia Pitt, thank you so much for your time on Lunchtime. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Narelda. Good to see you.
You too. Coming up, the fallout from the latest assassination attempt on Donald Trump, including what it means for his security and popularity. Plus, catastrophic flooding batters Central Europe with the death toll surging. Also ahead, fatal wildfires scorch large parts of Portugal. And a spectacular burning beast to celebrate good fortune.
Has all the news you need with 10 News First Lunchtime and the latest developments at 3:30. Then to get the full story, switch on Jen at 5 for your local Melbourne news.
Andy Allen and Sophia Levin!
Master Chefs taking over Deal's primetime celebrity special.
They've got the fame, but can they nab the fortune?
7:30 tonight on 10 and 10 Play.
Some people have trouble keeping their focus. Some people have their focus taken away. Some people's focus can get blurry. And some people just can't remember where they put their focus. Dr. Noel Alpins and his team at New Vision have been giving people back their focus for more than 30 years. Call us on 1800 20 20 20. That's 1800 20 20 20. New Vision Clinics, your laser eye specialists. Your focus is our focus.
I want to increase my salary to $80,000.
All right, close your eyes and experience the secret.
All you did was use the Seeker.
And I appreciate you.
With better job matches. And you shall find.
Remember, we're just here for a tow ball. Oh. We might need to take this tow ball out for a test drive.
Find your O with a $1,500 finance deposit bonus across the Hilux range. Toyota.
The Good Guys doorbuster deals are on now. Get $100 off this Toshiba 55-inch TV, $54 off these Sony headphones, $104 off this Chic fridge, plus this DeLonghi automatic coffee machine, only $4.99. Doorbuster deals only at The Good Guys.
They're fast. They're powerful. They're rewriting the Aussie rules. And we're proud to back them. Medibank, super fans of the AFLW.
Checking your mirrors and straightening up. That's it. Handbrake up.
Can't get out of the car to do your shopping? With Woolworths free direct to boot, we'll do it for you.
Bye.
That's today's fresh food people.
New Nivea Brightening Micellar Water. Cleanse and remove even waterproof makeup with 5% serum-infused micellar water with vitamin C, revealing instantly glowing skin. Nivea Serum-Infused Brightening Micellar Water. Nivea is for skin.
Oh my gosh! Tom Gleeson is back.
I am the Taskmaster.
Starts next Tuesday on 10 and 10 Play.
This program is brought to you by New Vision Clinic's latest next-generation keyhole laser vision correction technology. Call 1-800 20 20 20.
It's been revealed the suspect in the latest assassination attempt on Donald Trump camped outside a Florida golf course for 12 hours waiting for his alleged target. Ryan Routh's plot was only foiled when a Secret Service agent noticed a rifle poking out of the bushes. For more, we're joined by Jared Monshine from the United States Study Centre. Jared, great to have you with us. Now, Donald Trump has praised the Secret Service and blamed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for their inflammatory language. What do you make of his comments?
Yeah, I think what you see in a lot of U.S. politics these days is negative partisanship, and that sort of has characterized every election, and that includes even in the most serious of moments, and that includes the threats on the very physical safety of the politicians. So I think both Biden and Trump are probably in agreement that the other guy is probably more at fault for the rhetoric. But I mean, it should be noted that I didn't see Donald Trump distancing himself from threats on Nancy Pelosi's husband, or from the violence that resulted from January 6th, or the bomb threats in Springfield. So if Donald Trump is going to renounce his responsibility for those things, then it's a question of how much responsibility does Joe Biden have for threats against Donald Trump. And how much responsibility does the Secret Service shoulder here? If Ryan Routh went undetected for 12 hours, do they have major issues? That's a great question, because if there was any area of bipartisan consensus these days in the U.S., it's that the Secret Service was at fault for the prior assassination attempt on Donald Trump. No one should have ever gotten that close to a former president, let alone a presidential candidate at this point in the race. And everyone agrees that that was a major lapse in the Secret Service protocol, and it was just unacceptable. And you saw Democrats giving emotionally charged speeches against the Secret Service for their lapse there. This is a very different thing altogether. It's important to note that Donald Trump is not the sitting president. If he were the sitting president, then Secret Service would have been in the bushes, would have gone through the bushes, would have gone all over the golf course, and potentially even shut down the golf course entirely to let the sitting president play. But because he is not the sitting president, and because the Secret Service only has so much resources, financial resources, they basically did their jobs. And so you can't really fault the Secret Service in this assassination attempt. That they did what they were supposed to do. Now, Jared, after the Pennsylvania shooting, Trump speaks behind bulletproof glass. Does this apparent assassination attempt mean he has to hang up the golf clubs for now? It's not clear just yet. What I think we're going to see is probably more robust security than we even saw before. So he will likely still continue to play golf, but I imagine that they're going to give him something closer to the level of protection that sitting presidents receive, and that includes far more agents and a far larger security blanket, you could say.
Have these attempts had any impact on Trump's popularity?
A lot of folks assumes that after the first assassination attempt 2 months ago that he surged in popularity, and his points on average. So right now it's far too early to tell if he has surged in popularity after this latest assassination attempt, but given the difference in how there's no viral photo or video of it, I doubt it will be as impactful, despite the fact that the first assassination attempt was less impactful than many assumed.
Now, Elon Musk has weighed in. He claims the comment he posted on X that no one's even trying to assassinate Biden, Kamala, was meant as a joke, he says, and he deleted it. But this is from someone Trump wants to lead a government efficiency commission. What's been the reaction to the tweet?
Well, I think this is more evidence of Elon Musk really embracing his sort of political opinions and more conservative political opinions. I mean, you only have to look at his tweets from just a few years ago to see that not only has he become more political, but he's also become more conservative in his political ideology. So I think that there will be a lot of focus on his tweets or what he posts on X because you can't deny that his many companies, especially his space-oriented companies, receive significant government contracts. And so there are a lot of government regulations, federal regulations, for what you can and cannot do as a federal contractor.
What's next on the campaign trail?
Right now, there's nothing on the campaign calendar except for the vice presidential debate next month. Right now, it seems like there will be no more debates between the presidential candidates, but there will be a vice presidential debate between Tim Walz and J.D. Vance, and that's next month.
All right, Jared, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
At least 18 people have died in flooding from Romania to Poland as torrential rain causes catastrophic conditions in Central and Eastern Europe. The low-pressure system, dubbed Storm Boris, has been described as a 1-in-50-year event.
The losses are unimaginable for the city. All the bridges are broken, asphalt is coming off. The town doesn't have the funds to repair it.
The floods have left hundreds of thousands without power, with many towns cut off after connecting bridges were swept away. The worst of the downpour is believed to be over, with preservation of life being the top priority. At least 2 people are dead and dozens are injured as wildfires ravage central and northern Portugal, forcing authorities to evacuate villages and close motorways. More than 5,000 firefighters have been deployed as hot and dry conditions fuel the flames, as authorities plead for the EU to send more water bombing planes. 10,000 hectares have already been burnt, with more than 100 wildfires raging across the country. Deadly forest fires in Peru have left at least 15 people dead and hundreds injured, and close to 50,000 hectares of land scorched. Firefighters have been tackling the blazes from the ground and the air as flames continue to burn for a second week. Authorities have called for farmers to stop burn-offs as strong winds and high temperatures fan the flames. Disgraced former BBC News presenter Hugh Edwards has avoided jail for having child abuse material. The disgraced journalist has been sentenced to 6 months in prison, but it will be suspended for 2 years, meaning he will not spend any time behind bars as long as he doesn't re-offend. Edwards will also be placed on Britain's sex offender register for 7 years. It comes after he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. Edwards was sent dozens of child abuse images on WhatsApp by an associate who's also a convicted sex offender. The court battle that will determine the future of Rupert Murdoch's $29 billion media empire has begun, with 3 of his eldest children taking their father to court over his attempt to amend the family trust, changing who gains voting power over his companies upon his death. Last year, the 93-year-old mogul sought to change the trust, giving majority voting power to his 53-year-old son, Lachlan, who's taken over as CEO of Fox News and News Corp. Differing political views are believed to be the cause of the family rift. The chilling last messages sent from those on board the doomed Titan submersible have been revealed. The infamous deep-sea vessel imploded near the Titanic wreck in June last year, killing 5 people on board. Investigators say it was less than 2 hours into its 8-hour descent when disaster struck. About an hour into the dive, a text to its mothership said, "All good here." Then about half an hour later, at a depth of 3.3 kilometres, its last message reported it had dropped 2 weights. Communication was then lost. Thousands have been captivated by a flaming 67-metre-long dragon in Hong Kong. The Tai Hung fire dragon dates back to the 1800s to commemorate the passing of a plague. Made from bundles of straw and almost 12,000 sticks of incense, the burning beast is said to drive away diseases and bring about good fortune. The dance is seen as part of the region's cultural heritage. Up next, to check the day in finance with our friends at AusBiz.
To celebrate
our 100th episode,
they're landing the big stories.
After 13 hours, the Pope touched down in Indonesia.
Less a Pope-mobile, more a divvy van by the looks of it.
Is he coming out of the checked baggage?
The cheap seats tonight.
Freedom doesn't wait. Libre, the original eau de parfum and flowers and flames. The new floral fragrance Yves Saint Laurent.
Wow, you really can see thousands of bargains from up here.
Australia's largest, most trusted car complex is Car City. Thousands of vehicles, more than 20 dealers, flexible finance and cafe. It's all here at Maroondah Highway, Ringwood.
New Nivea Q10 Dual Action Serum. Fight the signs of new wrinkles while visibly improving the appearance of stubborn wrinkles with Q10 and Glycostop. Pair with Nivea Q10 Firming Day Cream for optimal results. Skin is for feeling your power. Nivea is for skin.
Law. Pleasure is gold.
Your home is their playground. Help remove pet mess and odour with Dettol's new Homes with Pets range.
Tom and Jill really blew the budget on their kitchen renovation. Jack and Penny caboodled their kitchen. They designed it themselves and it saved them heaps. So they can even afford to enjoy it. Caboodle. Your kitchen, your way, for less.
I get to trial a great network free for 7 days. There's no catch.
Well, you do have to be Jason Donovan's flatmate.
Do you want to try it on? Really?
No, sign up with an eSIM in the My Optus app.
Experience the non-stop action and family fun at John Cain Arena when the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix light it up this Hungry Jacks NBL 25 season. Kids tickets start from just $15. Secure your seats at Ticketek today.
The Good Guys doorbuster deals are on now. Get $204 off this Fisher & Paykel washer, $500 off this Samsung 75-inch TV, 15% off Lenovo computers, plus this Sharp cordless vac only $279. Doorbuster deals only at The Good Guys.
There is a place called Free-Range Chicken Breast Schnitzelland. It's crisp and golden. And now you can go there for just $6.99 for a 4-pack. But then it's gone. The end. Aldi. Good different.
There's only one man big enough to run this city.
Penguin, you waltzing in here like you mean something. We're in the middle of a gang war.
This city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. What are you going to do to get it?
Trust me, it's just the beginning.
The Penguin. September 20 on Binge.
Hi, I'm Nat from O'Brien. I get asked all the time, should I worry about this chip? Yeah, you should. Look, this crack started as a chip. And this one too. It happens a lot. At O'Brien, we replace thousands of windscreens. But a chip repair is faster, cheaper and greener. We use our exclusive resin, cure it, nice polish, saving you the cost of a new windscreen. And with car insurance, your chip repair is usually free. For over 100 years, O'Brien has been here for you. So you know you're in expert hands. Book today.
Let's check finance with Juliet Sarli from Ausbiz. Juliet, a new report has found the number of female bosses leading Australia's top companies has decreased.
Yeah, that's right, Narelda. Not great news. There's only 25 female CEOs out of the ASX 300 listed companies, according to the Chief Executive Women's annual census. So the path to leadership for women appears to be narrowing rather than widening. Now, we had 26 female CEOs last year, so it's only down by one, but of course it still means there's only 25 out of 300 CEOs, revealing that despite the heightened awareness and public discourse about gender equality in Australian workplaces, 91% of CEO positions in Australia are still held by men. Now, it's only the second time in the census's 8-year history where there's been a decline in female representation at the most senior level, and the first time was during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The CEO of Chief Executive Women saying, when it comes to leadership in corporate Australia, we're leaving some of our best talent on the bench. The sector has talked the talk on gender, but the numbers tell a different story, one of regression, not progression. Narelda.
How are the markets looking?
Well, we're actually towards a record high today on the market. We're keenly awaiting, of course, the expected interest rate cuts from the US Central Bank, and we are just 6 points shy of an all-time high on the ASX 200 at lunchtime. Platinum looking good amid a takeover offer. Tech stocks like Xero looking good, as are the banks, but AIA coming under pressure after it completed a share placement. Having a look at where the Aussie dollar is tracking a little weaker against the greenback ahead of that expected interest rate cut from the US Central Bank. We're still watching gold at these record highs, and when it comes to the oil market, we've seen global oil prices also rise by about 2%, $72.38 US a barrel there, Narelda.
Thanks for that, Juliet from Ausbiz. Still ahead, a $400 million meth bust in Queensland involving a juicy smuggling method. Plus, Water New South Wales responds to shocking claims of cancer-linked chemicals contaminating a Blue Mountains dam. And the eye-watering cost blowout of an artwork commissioned by the City of Melbourne.
Tuesday's the night for new Taskmaster. In this house, anything can happen.
What's happening?
Is Pete Hellier up to the task?
Some of us are out living life taking risks.
You'll dress like that when you left the project.
New Taskmaster on 10 and 10 Play. The fun starts 7:30 next Tuesday.
Protect your number one mate with Australia's number one, NexGuard Spectra. It's the most complete protection against fleas, ticks, mites, worms and even heartworm, all in one tasty chew. NexGuard Spectra.
Let's be honest, puppies and kittens aren't always the most coordinated little suckers. Pet insurance can cover them for mishaps. Find a pet insurance provider at gaponly.com.au. Long live you little uncos.
New Weet-Bix Bites Cocoa Crunch with protein, fibre, hey, whole grains, what are you doing? And chocolatey choc pieces. New Weet-Bix Bites Cocoa Crunch, chock full of goodness.
Nothing brings my team together like KO. Take my daughter, the Boomerang. She moved out last year, but she always comes back for the big game. Great value for the whole team. KO, get on board.
Dynamo. When the team gives their best, give your best with Dynamo. For superior stain removal, first time. That's Dynamo's deep clean promise. Dynamo. You always give your best.
Moccona, for lovers of coffee.
ANZ Falcon technology protects your card transactions from fraud, whether you're shopping online or travelling the world. ANZ Card Protection. Now it's personal.
The Maya mid-season sale is on now, with up to 50% off a range of women's, men's and kids' fashion and homewares. Prices as marked while stocks last.
Maya, my store.
Step 1 underwear are now available for women in a classic bikini and our smooth fit range. Made from viscose, made from bamboo, to let you breathe. Join the movement, which is Step 1 underwear for women. Get some.
Enjoy your free trial, Mark.
Oh, yeah, loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
So, how'd it sound?
Loud and clear.
Hear well and feel good this spring. Book and attend an appointment before September 30th and enjoy savings on a range of hearing technology.
Call 13MyEars today.
Listen, Grace, it's over. My new Excellence Creme by L'Oréal Paris has everything I've wished for.
A new formula infused with hyaluronic acid for visibly better hair quality than before colouring. 100% grey coverage and a richer colour. New Excellence Creme by L'Oréal Paris.
I'm worth it.
Authorities have foiled an alleged plot to smuggle $400 million of liquid meth hidden in juice bottles into Queensland. Police closed in on an international organised crime syndicate allegedly behind the importation, arresting 3 Queensland men. This comes after Canadian authorities are understood to have identified the drugs and swapped out the illicit substance while the shipment was in transit. The trio will face court again later this month. Water New South Wales has hit back at claims that cancer-linked chemicals are seeping into a Blue Mountains dam at 50 times the safe level. The independent testing commissioned by the Sydney Morning Herald has found the forever chemical PFAS is present at a concentration of 3.7 micrograms per litre at a creek which feeds Medlow Dam. Australia's safety limit is 0.07 micrograms per litre. The new findings are significantly higher than previously thought, with scientists labelling the results as white hot. Water New South Wales shut off the dam last month and is investigating the matter. Their spokesperson says the drinking water guidelines do not apply to raw, untreated water, such as that sampled by the Herald. Fire has gutted a barber shop in Melbourne's north overnight in yet another suspected arson attack in the state. Abby Dinham has more.
Neighbours surrounding the barber shop in Laylaw say they heard a loud explosion before coming out of their homes to find the business in flames. Firefighters arrived to find a car inside the shop front and the salon well alight, working for 30 minutes to bring the fire under control. The intense blaze forced the evacuation of a man and his 2 teenage sons living in the unit behind. Adjoining businesses sustained minor damage, with neighbouring traders on the strip unable to open amid the crime scene. Firefighters say while such attacks are becoming routine, they fear it's only a matter of time before lives are lost.
I would consider that it's not a case of if, it's a case of when.
At this stage, the investigation into the barbershop fire is being headed up by local detectives, not Task Force Luna, the unit charged with investigating the state's illicit tobacco wars. The unit now has over 100 suspected arson attacks linked with Victoria's organised crime syndicates in the past 18 months.
Abby Dinham there. The reign of the ticketless parking fines will soon be over in New South Wales. Under new legislation, council rangers will be banned from slapping motorists with ticketless penalties. This comes after the number of fines increased by over 50% in the last financial year. The ticketless system was introduced to ensure the safety of employees, allowing councils to send parking fines in the mail instead of attaching tickets to windscreens. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns says drivers deserve better than the current system. A $2 million sculpture artwork installation commissioned by the City of Melbourne has skyrocketed to a staggering $22 million. The council paid a renowned New Zealand artist to make the 8-metre bronze sculpture of a kangaroo by 2021. But council documents obtained by The Age reveal the project is still 3 years away from completion and much bigger than expected. Community members have shared their concern about the funding and size of the installation. It's the tried and trusted method for the Matildas, with coach Tom Sermanni appointed interim coach as the search continues for Tony Gustafsson's permanent replacement. Sermanni will be in charge for next month's friendlies against Olympic bronze medalist Germany. Sermanni was coach when the Matildas made the quarterfinals of the 2007 and 2011 World Cups, and has also coached the US and New Zealand team, and is currently the head of women's football at the Wanderers. Up next, all the day's entertainment news with Angela Bishop. All the details are Sean Diddy Combs is arrested, and Netflix reveals a new Aussie actress set to star in their hit series Bridgerton.
Has
all the news you need with 10 News First Lunchtime and the latest developments at 3:30. Then to get the full story, switch on Jen at 5 for your local Melbourne news.
7 o'clock Sunday, our celebrities crack.
I'm thinking!
And Pete gets really mad.
Calm down.
Hate this bike.
Celebrity Amazing Race, 7 o'clock Sunday.
Look at that glow. Over 4 weeks, we put to the test Garnier's day and night serums enriched with vitamin C.
The texture's so smooth.
My skin has never looked brighter. After 4 weeks, it visibly reduces dark spots. Vitamin C day and night serums by Garnier, naturally.
Shopping for anything in particular?
Dinner at a mate's.
Nice. Are they a $19.99 kind of mate or a $39.99 kind of mate? Hi, Bill.
Simon, help! You got anything for $10?
Great value for good mates and not so good mates. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's.
Time is luxury, which is why we spend it designing and refining to make the time you spend behind the wheel of a Polestar the best time of your day. Book your time with Polestar 3 at polestar.com.
Play for Oz. The next world champ.
Hope you paid your Wheat Bix.
New Wheat Bix Bites Cocoa Crunch. Chock full of goodness.
Check out the new home for shopping recommendations, how-tos and what-to-dos with a huge range of products, hot deals, sales and events, all compiled by our trusted experts. It all checks out at news.com.au checkout.
At Domino's, we think you deserve more for less. That's why we do up to 50% off every Tuesday. Just order 1 or 2 pizzas to get 40% off. Order 3 or more and get 50% off. Pick up or delivered Tuesday only.
Excuse me, can we put the fight on?
What are you doing?
Reserving an Uber ride for 45 minutes from now.
Why?
Up against the cage! That is wrong!
Reserve on Uber.
Mavericks, innovators, foragers of the freezer section. They've got groceries in the bag. They're Aldi to the core. Aldi, good different.
With Cold Power's unique cold water enzyme, clothes live on and on.
Makona, for lovers of coffee.
Spotlight, life's what you make it. VIP save 40% off Everest and Jasper bedding, 50% off Nautica and Cooley quilt cover sets, Q Egyptian cotton bath towel, $15. So make it, snuggle it and dry it for less. Backed by our bargain guarantee. Sail on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
I am stuck.
Instead of using iSelect, Tristan has spent so long comparing health insurance policies by himself, his missed tennis practice, his neighbourhood barbecue, and his wife's second marriage.
This is
Jason Donovan. Hi.
With iSelect, you can quickly compare health insurance and easily switch, saving you effort and endless time.
Is that pappardelle with
prawn bisque.
His lucky number has never let him down.
The number you always believed in.
Can he hold his nerve till the very end? Tonight on Deal or No Deal.
Let's talk entertainment news now with Angela Bishop and some major news out of New York.
Yes, indeed, Narelda. Rapper Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a New York hotel by Homeland Security agents and taken to an FBI field office. Search warrants were previously executed for his homes in Miami and Beverly Hills in relation to an ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offences. Today's action is seemingly in connection to the investigation, with Combs' attorney telling TMZ Mr Combs has been nothing anything but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. It comes only months after his former partner, Cassie Ventura, spoke up over alleged domestic abuse she suffered after CCTV vision surfaced of her being attacked by him. We will have more updates as they come. Moving on to some literary news, and Charlotte Wood has become the first Australian to be shortlisted for the Booker Prize since 2014. Wood's novel, Stoneyard Devotional, was described by the judges as a fierce and philosophical interrogation of history, memory, nature and human existence. She joins 5 other finalists vying for the prestigious prize, which comes with a $98,000 cheque. Writing on Instagram, Wood said, "I don't feel this very often, but today I am proud. Congratulations to these outstanding writers and thank you forever to the Booker Prize judges who have seen my novel. This means so much."
What a huge honour.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, and every right to feel proud.
And also what's interesting, of the 6 finalists, 5 are women.
Oh, terrific.
Which is the first time that that's happened in Booker Prize history, which is great. Another Aussie is in the international headlines today too, with Netflix unmasking Sydney actress Yeren Ha as the newest star of their saucy hit series Bridgerton. She'll be taking up the role of Sophie Bake in the show's upcoming 4th season, playing alongside Luke Thompson's Benedict Bridgerton as his maid-turned-love interest. It might be her debut in the ton, but Ha has already graced the Aussie stage and screen, appearing in Halo on Paramount+. Her new co-stars have already welcomed her into the family, with cast members including Lady Whistledown herself, Nicola Coughlan, reaching out to lend support. Demi Moore has shared a rare glimpse into the health of her former husband, Bruce Willis, after his diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia earlier this year. They were married for 11 years, with Moore saying she still spends time with Bruce and his wife, Emma. She joined her former Charlie's Angels co-star, Drew Barrymore, to share this update. Take a listen.
How is he right now? I think he's doing, given the givens, he's in a stable place. And, it's what I say to my kids is you meet them where they're at. You don't hold on to who they were or what you want them to be, but who they are in this moment. And from that, there is such beauty and joy and loving and sweetness. When I'm, in LA, I go over every week, and I really, treasure the time that we all share.
And you can watch the entire interview on the Drew Barrymore Show later this week on 10 and 10 Play. 90s rock band James Addiction have made their difficult decision to cancel their entire US tour after the band's lead singer Perry Farrell and guitarist Dave Navarro were seen getting into a brawl on stage during their show in Boston. Perry's wife took to Instagram saying the fight was allegedly spurred on by fans who couldn't hear the singer over the loud band. In a statement announcing the tour's cancellation, the band told fans that due to a continuing pattern of behaviour and the mental health difficulties of our singer Perry Farrell, we have come to the conclusion that we have no choice but to discontinue the current US tour. And, of course, we can be sure that the Oasis tour won't end in any similar way. Can't we? Celeb fever was in full swing yesterday as TV's brightest stars descended on LA for the Emmys, with 2 castmates reigniting relationship rumours. Only Murders in the Building co-stars Martin Short and Meryl Streep have long denied speculation that they're dating, but a new investigator is on the case. Co-star Jane Lynch was seen giving the two a watchful eye as they sat together during the ceremony, even after they arrived separately. Rumours started swirling again when the pair were seen holding hands at the premiere of their Emmy-nominated show earlier this month. But the two insist they're just very good friends. I can't tell you how much I want that to be true, that I want Meryl Streep and Martin Short to be a couple, because he's a widow and she's a widower and she's, been divorced for a while. And it would make me happy. They're two such wonderful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But anyway, it's up to them.
Thanks, Ange. Play matchmaker anytime soon. Coming up after the break, look at the weather with 10 News First meteorologist Josh Holt, including the curious koala who's gone on a shopping spree in Victoria.
What
riches did you bring? The most exotic spice of all? Chicken salt.
Wednesday's gonna be a laugh riot as Tommy Little, Zoe Coombs-Ma, Emma Holland and Marty Sheargold go through the blue door on Thank God You're Here.
Freedom doesn't wait. Libre, the original Eau de Parfum and Flowers and Flames, the new floral fragrance Yves Saint Laurent.
I think it's fair to say we're not observing one of history's great navigators. Good thing navigating a budget direct insurance claim is smooth sailing.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Hi, I'm Nat from O'Brien. I get asked all the time, should I worry about this chip? Yeah, you should. Look, this crack started as a chip. And this one too. It happens a lot. At O'Brien, we replace thousands of windscreens, but a chip repair is faster, cheaper and greener. We use our exclusive resin, cure it, nice polish, saving you the cost of a new windscreen. And with car insurance, your chip repair is usually free. For over 100 years, O'Brien has been here for you. So you know you're in expert hands. Book today.
O'Brien.
Panadol, trusted by millions of Aussies for every everyday pain.
There's a light, a certain kind of light that always shines on me. There's a way everybody say to do each and every little thing. Oh, you must know what it's like, baby. You must know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you.
By purchasing a ticket in the Royal Melbourne Hospital Home Lottery, not only could you win this $5.8 million grand prize, you're also supporting the Royal Melbourne Hospital, so they are always there when it matters most. Get your tickets now.
The Australian Ballet presents Etudes and Circle Electric. Classical precision meets contemporary force. One show, two works. Coming this October for 1 week only. Book now.
NYC Spidey's Town, shooting webs upside down. Get a bonus Disney Worlds of Wonder collector card pack at Woolworths when you purchase participating products from Gillette or Oral-B in a $30 shop. Start collecting today.
New Nivea Brightening Micellar Water. Cleanse and remove even waterproof makeup with 5% serum-infused micellar water with vitamin C, revealing instantly glowing skin. Nivea Serum-Infused Brightening Micellar Water. Nivea is for skin.
Introducing Primo Reserve, selecting the finest cuts, traditionally crafted for an award-winning ham. We reserve the best so you can create your best. There's good, there's great, and then there is Primo.
It's time for our feel-good news of the day with Daniel Doody.
And a very good afternoon to you, NJ. It's not every day you get a koala visiting a local IGA store in the small town of Menian in Victoria.
He was just scratching around at the front door, our auto doors, so we followed him in. I tried to sort of herd him back out, scarily so, because, yeah, he was pretty big boy. And no, he was determined to keep on coming in, and he had a little wander around the aisles and even in behind the registers. He was very keen to have a good look at everything, and finally found a spot where he was going to climb up on my herb section, packaged herbs, and just wanted to keep going up, but he couldn't get any higher. So I got the platform ladder out and managed to entice him over to that. And then we slowly wheeled him out and to the back of the store away from the road. And he disembarked and toddled on off. They're all pretty chuffed that something special like that happens in our little town. And yeah, it's talk of the day. It's it's just a bit of fun, and it's putting smiles on people's faces, and that's all I wanted to do by sharing it, is just to make people smile, because there's lots of bad news in the world, and this certainly has made a lot of people smile, which is really good.
Oh, NJ, he was definitely the talk of the town and putting all the locals in good spirits. We just need to give him a name. Any suggestions, NJ?
I think that is so special. I think it's got something to do with climbing the spice rack.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe cardamom.
Yeah, koalaman.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Did it.
Now, a big turnout today, NJ. Happening now is the North Coast Athletics Carnival for children with a disability. More than 100 students have converged at Blacktown International Sports Park in Sydney's West for the event. It's a day dedicated to empowering children through the joy of sport.
Events like today are so important. Athletics Carnivals are a rite of passage for Aussie kids, and today is no different. This might be the first event that many children get to experience an inter-school excursion at, and they make friends, they have new experiences, and they get to have fun with a whole bunch of other schools.
What is your favourite part of the Athletics Carnival?
Running!
Students can take part in 100 and 200 metre sprints, long jump and shot put events. A great day for all those involved. Well done. And finally, this is the cute moment. Little one-year-old Capri makes her debut in a princess dress. Very cute. That was Capri's 4 older brothers and dad, all reacting very lovingly towards her. Very cute indeed. Isn't that gorgeous?
Reminds me of my childhood. I was showered in love. And look at me now.
Yeah, look at you now.
Thank you very much.
And that's your good news wrap.
Thank you. Now it's time to check weather with Josh Holt, 10 News First meteorologist. Josh, another cool start to the day across southeastern Australia.
Yeah, look, it was, NJ. Probably not as cold as what we did see yesterday morning, but certainly still chilly. I mean, those temperatures did get into the minuses across South Australia, Tasmania, Victoria, and also inland parts of New South Wales. So let's break it down all for you now. Head into the satellite picture. As you can see, across all those states, we have those clear skies, light winds, all due to a large area of high pressure sitting across the southern part of the country. So certainly great conditions there for early frost patches. We've got quite a bit of cloud building across the northern part of the country. Not a large amount of rain, though, associated with that cloud cover as it streams across the northern areas of Queensland. All associated with a trough of low pressure there. As you can see, we've got a cold front scooting across our southern states as we get through Wednesday. So again, another burst of cold air in from the Southern Ocean across parts of Tassie and also Victoria. Now, I will put a proviso out for Victoria tomorrow and Melbourne. It will be a sunny day. As you can see, that frontal system doesn't arrive until tomorrow night. So if you do have plans during Wednesday, you should have some nice conditions across Melbourne and Victoria tomorrow. In terms of the rain, you can see the timing here, moving across areas of Tassie and starting to track across the southern parts of Victoria as we get through tomorrow. A little bit of precipitation building through the northern part of the country. The odd shower for Darwin possible tomorrow. Likewise for the northeast tropical coast in Queensland. But let's now duck across areas of southeast Queensland and have a look at the forecast for Wednesday. The midweek looking very nice at the Gold Coast, if you're lucky enough, 24 degrees the top. The sunny coast hitting the same mark tomorrow. We're looking at those fine skies stretching across Logan and Ipswich. 25 degrees the top for Brisbane City tomorrow afternoon. Now, moving across areas of Sydney, we're looking at some windy conditions up on the Blue Mountains, and that'll be those northwesterlies strengthening ahead of that cold front as it approaches from the south. Sunny skies for Penrith and Richmond. Now, you will notice, compared to the last couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday looking a lot warmer. 27 degrees for both areas there, 26 degrees for Parramatta and 27 degrees for Bankstown. The city also hitting the same mark tomorrow. So a warm day on the way for Sydney. For areas of Melbourne, we're looking at a fine and sunny day. These showers will be arriving later tomorrow night. 20 degrees for the city tomorrow. We're hitting the same mark in Moorabbin. Frankston 19, 21 degrees for Avalon and hitting the same mark in Werribee. Essendon tomorrow, a late shower but a sunny day and a top of 20. Moving across areas of Tassie, we're expecting widespread showers tomorrow extending from the west and heading a little bit further eastwards tomorrow. 15 degrees, the top 4 Hobart, 11 degrees for Queenstown, and Launceston heading towards 14. Tomorrow, those winds could be quite strong during periods of Wednesday as well. Sunny skies for Adelaide, 22 degrees. A beautiful start to the day for the Glenelg. Mount Barker also 20 degrees and looking a little bit breezy tomorrow. Further north, Elizabeth 23 and Nuriupta 22 degrees. Will remain fine, but a little bit windy. Moving into the west, 24 degrees, sunny for Perth. Likewise for Bickley and Jandakot. Mandurah 21 tomorrow, fine and sunny skies there. Beautiful weather persisting across the southwest of WA. But that frontal system, probably the main weather feature tomorrow, arriving later tomorrow night for Melbourne, hitting 20 degrees. Sunny skies for Sydney, though, lapping up those warm temperatures as we get through the midweek.
A forecast of 27, incredible. Thanks very much, Josh. And that is the latest news for this Tuesday, the 17th of September. Great to spend lunchtime with you. I hope to see you again for afternoon tea at 3:30. Please join us then. Then you can catch your local news team for 10 News First at 5 o'clock. And Ursula Hager has you covered with the late news. Until we see each other again, Porter, good afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the stars of our show, Ryan Seacrest and Vanna White.